It's a pleasure to welcome you to the winner announcement event of the Pfizer INDovation NIPER-A Edition, a collaborative initiative powered by Pfizer, anchored by NIPER-Ahmedabad, and supported by Social Alpha. This program reflects the combined efforts of multiple stakeholders who have come together to accelerate the lab-to-market journey of medtech startups. We are honored to have with us today esteemed dignitaries from the Department of Pharmaceuticals, the Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade, NITI Aayog, and other ecosystem partners who play a crucial role in supporting healthcare innovations in India. I would also like to thank PATH and FITT, who tremendously helped us in the execution of the program. I welcome you all. The healthcare sector in India faces immense challenges, particularly around access and affordability. Startups in the health tech space have been pivotal in addressing these challenges by empowering healthcare providers and patients alike. However, scaling these innovations from lab to market requires an enabling ecosystem. Medtech startups often struggle with resources for clinical trials, regulatory approvals, and market entry strategies, areas that are critical for commercialization and creating sustainable impact on ground. To address these challenges, Pfizer and Social Alpha designed and launched the Innovation Program in 2022, aimed at accelerating medtech innovations to strengthen India's health systems. The program brought together various stakeholders such as the Atal Innovation Mission, NITI Aayog, Foundation for Innovation and Technology Transfer, IIT Delhi, and Agni, amongst others, on a common platform to equip India's healthcare systems. The 2-year initiative was designed to guide promising health tech startups with tested prototypes and accelerate their journey from lab to market. Recognizing the need to enhance this impact, in 2023, Pfizer and Social Alpha partnered with National Institute of Pharmaceutical Education and Research, NIPER-Ahmedabad, to launch a special edition of Innovation. Pfizer INDovation NIPER-A Edition is designed to empower startups with the resources they need to create sustainable, scalable solutions that can be adopted across various geographies, bridging the gap in affordable healthcare access for millions. The objective of the program is to enhance the delivery of care through innovative solutions, aligned with NIPER-Ahmedabad's mission to support entrepreneurial solutions and create impact in healthcare outcomes. As part of the program, each selected startups will receive a grant of 25 lakhs. Along with this, they get access to the product development support through the NIPER-Ahmedabad's ecosystem. They also get access to Social Alpha's clinical network to validate their products in a preclinical trial and as well as identify their potential customers. Apart from this, a workshop is also planned for the startups to map out their regulatory journeys. To share more about Pfizer's commitment to fostering impactful healthcare innovations in India, I'd now like to invite Ms. Meenakshi Nevatia, Managing Director of Pfizer India, to deliver the inaugural address. Ms. Meenakshi Nevatia is the Managing Director of Pfizer India, bringing nearly 30 years of experience in leadership roles across global organizations like McKinsey & Co., Novartis, and Stryker. Prior to joining Pfizer, she served as Vice President and Managing Director at Stryker India and held senior roles in multiple countries with Novartis. Welcome, Meenakshi.
Thank you so much. You did an excellent overview of the program. So today is a really momentous day and it's a pleasure to be here. Secretary, a warm welcome to you and so many of our colleagues, and I would love to say a few words about that. But maybe I'll just first start with what this day means for us. And for us as Pfizer, our mission is to bring breakthroughs that change patients' lives. And we can do that through our medications. We can do that in many ways. But unless we can actually address the two main issues in countries like ours, which is access and affordability, it's really a job half done. And so in that sense, we see the Pfizer Innovation Program as one of the really important initiatives to encourage startups to really help us address that that issue. How do we make technologies cost effective? How do we make technologies accessible? And how do we really expand the reach of healthcare to many more? Just as facts, I know a little bit of a sobering fact, but almost 75% of our people living in our country don't have access easily to diagnosis. I was told recently that almost half the population needs to travel minimum 10 kilometers to get even the most simple diagnosis. So the more we can take these ideas, these innovations to their homes, to the primary healthcare centers, the more we can actually really help people lead better lives. And I think that's exactly where Pfizer INDovation comes in. We started, of course, several in 2022 with a few startups, and we had some amazing breakthroughs there. We saw somebody come up with a stethoscope that can actually sense a lot more than just the heartbeat. We saw one of our companies come up with a whole idea to do cervical cancer screening at home. We saw another one that can map out the neural networks of the brain so they could track a stroke much before it can normally be done. And that's what I guess gave us the confidence and the almost the responsibility to take this to a much bigger scale. And with NIPER coming in, that obviously was the breakthrough. So I remember that day in February in your office, Arunish ji, where we launched this initiative. And thank you so much for your support and your putting your weight behind it. I think you even wanted to put up the announcement in your room. This is how much it meant to you. So thank you so much for that support. And with Avdesh ji, we also had a meeting to discuss this, and you came fully armed with all your energy behind this. Thank you very much. I'd also like to thank Manoj. He will talk a little after me, but without Social Alpha, really we could not achieve it. And then the two very, very important people is, Dr. Saraf. I met him for the first time a few months ago, and his dynamism, his passion to really take NIPER to that next level. And, and we are just getting carried along in that wave. But I believe you've done amazing things in the NIPER edition in Ahmedabad, and looking forward to visiting you. And then finally, last but not least, Dr. Richa, I'm told very much by my colleagues that unless it was without your commitment, without your energy, without your support, none of this would have seen the light of day. So I know we are here sharing this milestone, but so many different people, so many different ideas, so many different energies have gone into making this happen. So that I think that makes us very proud that we're at this moment where we can announce the 6 beneficiaries of this program. So that's all I really wanted to say. It's chapter 2 of innovation. There are many more chapters to come, I'm sure. But with each chapter, we get better at it. We get more bold in terms of our aspiration. And that's only possible with the support of the people sitting right here. So thank you so much for all the energy that has gone. And thank you so much for all the energy that will go in the future to really make a difference when it comes to access and affordability in healthcare. So with that, I will like to hand over to Manoj to say a few words. Thank you so much.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for setting the context, and I'll keep it short. The biggest investor in innovation in our country is Government of India. And private sector investment in innovation only happens when you are investing in your own R&D. So who will do R&D for poor and planet? That's the question. And that's where we built Social Alpha. Because between the lab in the R&D ecosystem and the actual customer, consumer and user, there's a huge gap. And whatever effort Government of India makes, it will always be suboptimal in the size that the country has. And we have to compress this lab to market journey, and we need a full stack architecture right from lab to market to deployment. And we have been trying to see, can we get investors outside government, private sector participation in this journey across health, climate, livelihoods issues. And thankfully, Pfizer came on board at a time as a pioneer in private sector, deploying the CSR capital for lab to market. This has been a path-breaking program. We have been able to support startups in their preclinical journey, and very soon we'll be doing clinical trials and regulatory pathways which are not funded today. So the whole idea of Social Alpha is to bring in private sector to solve some of the most complex problems of our society, which have historically been only handled by government. Just to supplement and complement government effort, how do we get private sector participation? I want to thank Pfizer for taking this leadership position and coming forward with this revolutionary support. We'll continue to work together on this. Thank you.
Thank you, Meenakshi. Thank you, Manoj. Next, I would like to invite Dr. Shailendra Saraf, Director of NIPER-Ahmedabad, to deliver the inaugural address.
Honorable Secretary, Dr. Arunish Chawla ji, the Senior Financial Advisor of the ISHI, officials from DOP, Dr. Richa, the representative from Pfizer, and the most important today and future leader and you can say technocrats who are going to be awarded today. So it's my pleasure to be here this morning. And at the outset, I would like to thank Department of Pharmaceuticals for giving this opportunity to partner the Pfizer for this particular ambitious program. Because academia of India is always victim of the narratives that academia is not doing. We always forget that we all are representative and product of the academia. So this is time when we have to realize that academia can do miracle. And for that, I thank Social Alpha and Pfizer for choosing NIPER-Ahmedabad. And as far as the role is given to me to tell something about the mission of the NIPER-Ahmedabad to support this initiative. So what we are doing in Ahmedabad, NIPER-Ahmedabad, is simply we are translating the vision of Government of India through Department of Pharmaceuticals. As it is identified a year back, the Prime Minister of India said this total market of this pharmaceutical is around 4 lakh crore rupees in India, which we have to reach to 10 lakh crore rupees in times to come. As far as the medical device is concerned, so we have only less than 2% of the component in the world, and we have to reach to double digit. So this is only possible if innovators are coming, young minds are coming. So that way, the Government of India again given 110 crores to establish Center for Excellence in Medical Devices, where we have established 3 verticals. One is for medical device pure R&D. At the same time, another vertical is for the testing, accredited testing of the medical devices developed across the industries. And third is manpower development. And within the R&D, we have identified initially 3 verticals. One is orthopedic joints, IVDs, and we are doing some biotechnological based products. At the same time, pharmaceutical formulations which are recognized as a pre-filled syringes and antibiotic devices, sonophotic devices and all that. So we are working in these things. But beauty of this program is we are keeping 10% this budget for the future needs. We have state-of-the-art facilities in the, under one roof, NMR to anything. If you're talking about hyphenated facilities in chromatography and all that, so each and everything is available. BSL-3 facilities we are providing. At the same time, if any entrepreneur, if any technocrat has some specific requirement and it seems to be worthwhile, we will immediately mobilize those facilities to ensure that idea is translated in real sense. It is rightly mentioned that the pure R&D in India is totally the responsibility of the Government of India. It is around 0.7% of total GDP. And if you talk about pharmaceutical sciences, it is 0.06% of GDP. So we are spending very little in the R&D and a very small amount being invested by the pharmaceutical industries and R&D beyond this quality control. At the same time, there is no R&D investment in pharmaceutical as far as the different state governments concerned. So we should appreciate the initiative of Government of India, particularly Pharmaceutical Department of Pharmaceuticals, and we are simply trying to translate the vision of the Department of Pharmaceutical to realize the vision of the Government of India as well. So today morning I had an opportunity to meet all the winners who are going to be given the checks for this amount. So I have seen their bright eyes and I have wholeheartedly welcomed them. You can anytime walk in for NIPER-Ahmedabad, and we are committed. And from here also, I'm announcing anytime you can come, you can discuss, and if your idea is valid, we will not see any limits. We will make sure your problem is resolved with no time. Only a disappointment for me this morning is I was anticipating to host this event in NIPER-Ahmedabad. That way I was interested to welcome our own secretary in NIPER-Ahmedabad, but I am sure we will find out some other opportunity to host Honorable Chawla ji in our institute. Thank you very much and for this initiative and giving this opportunity. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Shailendra, for your insights and highlighting NIPER-Ahmedabad's mission to support entrepreneurs. Moving on, it's an honor to invite our chief guest, Shri Arunish Chawla, Secretary, Department of Pharmaceuticals, to deliver the keynote address. Apart from a long career in the civil services, he has also worked as a senior economist in the
In the days of Google, the introduction needs to be kept simple. And my introduction is very simple. I'm one of you. The leaders of this great initiative have spoken, and what the three of them said was differentiated and very profound. I will share a few thoughts in the end. Let us proceed as follows. I'm very tight on time, so we'll be efficient, just like those who have won the Startup Innovation Awards today. I will invite each one of you to just say 2 to 3 minutes, summarize what you have done, and then come on the stage and we will hand over your award to you and felicitate you. And then something more exciting awaits you, which I will announce in the end. So let's start with Aarca Research. Anyone from Aarca Research? Please come. Do you have a mic, handheld mic? No. Okay. Why don't you come here? Why don't you come here and explain exactly what you've done?
Sure. Thank you for the opportunity and very, very honored and grateful to be here. My name is Gayatri and I'm a founder and CEO for Aarca Research. At Aarca Research, we are focusing on non-invasive solutions for metabolic diseases in early detection screening space. The particular product that we have received this award today is called Nevatia. It is a early detection monitoring device for peripheral arterial disease. So right now there are no techniques that are reliable in detecting this condition, and then 1 in 20 people in the world are actually suffering from this. And it is supposed to be much more prevalent in India. That is estimated to be 1 in 10 people, and there is no screening that's been conducted. So our solutions will be cheaper, faster, and more efficient and accurate as well. Thank you.
Now can we have, I'm now the master of ceremony and the speaker as well. It's all yours, sir. Now can we have bioLOCKEY Healthworks on stage, please? Please, can you summarize?
Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Atal Chandra and I'm the founder and CEO of bioLOCKEY Healthworks. We are developing Self-Cervic, which is a rapid point-of-care test for detection of HPV infection, which are very prominent for any kind of cervical cancer screening. We are developing this test so that women can collect their own sample at the privacy of their home and then can self-test in the privacy of their home and get results within a very rapid turnover of 5 to 10 minutes. This solution is also going to be 10 times cheaper than what is the currently available methods in the market, and will have a very fast turnaround time, along with the ease of use that it will give to women for a better adoption in our system, as most of these currently available methods have failed to get adopted in the last course of several decades, I would say. So that is our aim, to develop these tests, and currently we are finishing our preclinical validation and hopefully soon start the clinical validation studies of this product.
Very good. Can we now have BabyCue on stage, please?
Good afternoon. So, like myself, Manoj Kumar, I have started this entrepreneurial journey with BioLOCKEY Sparks Fellowship. So, while going immersion visit to the PSC rural areas, we found out around 20 niche statement, and one of the niche statement got selected by the committee. And right now, continuing 3 years, we are developing a detection kit of childhood diarrhea. Generally, the diarrhea is the second public health concern, despite simple treatment available. But no one is concerning whether the diarrhea is bacterial or viral. And doctors are prescribing antibiotics without any confirmation test. So there are a lot of existing solution available, just like PCR or ELISA or even if stool culture. Still, what we found, 36% of unnecessary antibiotics are prescribed, which leads to AMR, antimicrobial resistance. So that's why you come up with this solution. In 1 to 2 minutes, we can able to detect whether it is bacterial infection or not. So we can save the cost of the treatment. We can also avoid overuse of antibiotics, which leads AMR. So fortunately, we got a paid piloting order from Dantewada, one of the district from Chhattisgarh, Dantewada. So we will be launching our product in maximum next year, by June, July. Thank you.
Can I just say, for everyone of here that have had children, the anxiety of using antibiotics on babies is so high that I think what you're doing is really going to be, I would just hope it's very, very successful, because from an antimicrobial resistance perspective, but also from the anxiety of many, many future moms and dads, you are going to really ease that burden when you don't want to give antibiotics to little children, but you just give it because there's no other option. So wish you all the best. We got an investment of 1 crore from Calpex for the AMR only. So 2 days back. Excellent.
Next, I would invite Utopic Tech. Utopic Tech.
So kidney disease, chronic kidney disease is one of the very painful condition. You guys, everyone knows the pain that dialysis patients live in for waiting for transplant. any estimates what is the prevalence of kidney disease? It's over 10%. Like we have over 140 million patients with kidney disease in India, but we don't know that like it's not as commonly seen disease. Maybe like diabetes, it's not very commonly seen. Its prevalence is higher. Why? Because in 90% of the cases, like for 4 to 5 years, it remains asymptomatic. So if we can identify these patients in early stages, it can make a lot of difference to their life. We can stop the further damage. But how do we screen them? When 70% of our population lives in remote areas where they have to travel, just now it was mentioned, like they have to travel kilometers, miles to get basic testing done. So therefore we have, for past 5 years, we are working on a technology CreaSense, which can test creatinine within 2 minutes from a finger prick sample. Creatinine being the primary marker of kidney function. So it can enable testing in like remotest of the settings, and once patients are diagnosed, it can also be used by them for home monitoring. So just like what glucometers did 20 years ago for diabetics, something of that kind of change we are imagining for kidney patients. So this is our device. Still like a prototype we have tested with 100 samples, and this is the strip. So. So it's basically a little bit about technology. It's a microfluidic strip. Creatinine, basically, a lot of companies have tried to work on it, but it's a very difficult test to do. Concentration is very less. There are a lot of interference. So over the past 5 years, we have done research and we have developed on multiple aspects. We have done innovation. One of them is the microfluidics. So we basically remove all the RBCs and all the interference which come in this detection. So everything that lab does for this test, we are doing in this small device. Yeah, just a blood sample you can insert here, and then it does all the operations that are required for an accurate result within 2 minutes. And the patient experience is just like using a glucometer, but it's a home kit. Yeah. Thanks.
You got a good photograph?
Next, we would invite R&T Health Insights.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Priya and this is Tanmay. We're both MBBS students at Government Medical College, Chandigarh, and we're the co-founders of R&T Health Insights. Unfortunately, gastric cancer is the 4th most common cause of cancer-related deaths worldwide. Yet endoscopic procedures are the only method to screen and diagnose this particular cancer. Research studies show that 25 to 40% of all cancers are missed out during endoscopic procedures. To solve this, we've developed a software as a medical device capable of detecting early gastric cancer during the procedure itself. The preclinical validation accuracy of our device is 96%. We received the US FDA Breakthrough Device designation for our software as a medical device. We'd like to thank all the partners for supporting us, and we hope to impact thousands of lives by detecting this cancer at its earliest stage. Thank you.
What's your name? And you are MBBS students? Yes. My goodness. Give them a big hand. So is this the name of your company you founded?
Yes.
Priya and Tanmay. Is that why it's called R&D? Yes. Wow. Awesome. Oh, sorry. I forgot to put out the mic.
Last, we would like to invite BabyCue Innovations.
I am Shreya Nair from BabyCue Innovations. First of all, I want you to think of 3 types of women. One had breast cancer and went through a lumpectomy. Now she is constantly prone to recurrence. The second type of woman actually detected a lump at a very small stage. Now the doctor asked her to come for routine medical exams because he did not want to do a biopsy to protect her breast. But she is constantly ridden with anxiety because of the status of a lump. The third type of woman is everyone here. A regular woman who is shy and embarrassed to go for a mammography because you have to remove your clothes. And apart from this, mammographies are really painful, and regular mammographies actually give you a lot of radiation harm. And for such kinds of women, which are millions, out of 20% of the women who are actually self-aware about self-breast diagnosis, the accuracy is just 15%. And to help combat this, we're trying to build NIPER-A, a set of smart pads that you can slip under any garment in any bra, which converts it into a smart breast health monitoring system. Now you just have to undergo a sanitization process, and later on, whenever you wear it, it will create a profile for your breast and give you an alert whenever any abnormality sets in. Now this abnormality could be a lump, a breast cancer, or even diseases like mastitis, which people are completely unaware about. Now this will help women sit at home and completely independently look out for any sort of issues with their breast. Thank you.
Where are you based?
We're based out of
IIT. And what's your name?
Shreya Nair.
And the name of the company you have floated?
BabyCue Innovations.
And it's based in Kanpur.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you, sir, for doing this in an unconventional way, but I think we all enjoyed it. So, yeah, yeah. Next time we will we will do something like that. Yeah. Yeah. I will request all the startups to come on stage for a group picture, and as well as Dr. Shailendra, Meenakshi, Sharad, Sneha, if you'd like to come on stage. Vincent and Desiree, you also, please join us on stage. This is a group photo, so yeah, please come. Please. Yeah. Yeah.
Come, quick. Come, let's close up.
Please, you guys first. You can just squeeze in maybe. Yeah.
Okay.
One celebratory photo. Congratulations or thumbs up or something.
Yeah, victory sign something. Yay, come on. Awesome.
Thank you.
Thumbs up is a bit Trumpian.
Yeah.
But celebration is the flavor of the day. Good. Uh, so the leadership of Pfizer, the leadership of NIPER-Ahmedabad, and Social Alpha, colleagues from the Department of Pharmaceuticals, and last but not the least, the innovators, and even better, the winners of today's competition. What you've done is unbelievable. And at this young age, you know, everyone, when asked to contribute to society, thinks of doing not-for-profit social work. This is a great example that profit can be social work. Why I say this is because the economics of innovation is very complex. And to get it right, you have to break stereotypes. Why do we invest a large amount of R&D in the public sector or institutions and so little in the private sector? It's because we've not closed the loop. We've not closed the loop between research and commercialization. We've not closed the loop between technology and entrepreneurship. And we've not closed the loop between what is short-term survival and what is long-term survival. And this is a very complex problem. It's a very difficult debate. In this country alone, we have experienced an industrial policy in the form of license Raj. And in this country alone, we have experienced complete laissez-faire. Is there an optimal industrial policy that lies between the two? Now we have reached the stage where we need to start thinking about this and start answering this question. Day before yesterday, we launched the new Meditech scheme for medical devices. It has two very interesting components, which are quintessentially nudge schemes. And they evolved bottom up through a lot of thinking, through a lot of ideation, through rounds and rounds of stackathons. And the idea is fairly simple. Suppose I'm an entrepreneur. I am producing, making in India. But there are lots and lots of things which I have to get from abroad. If I make a marginal investment, it could be produced within my reach. But I don't, I procrastinate. I take years of wait. I'm more worried about short-term returns. I see my competitors doing the same thing in the country, but not able to come together. I try to tell my foreign supplier to come and invest close so that my supply chains are secure. That doesn't happen. So what do you do to nudge something which is just suboptimal to help it over the ledge, to make it optimal, and yet be consistent with market principles? That is the marginal investment scheme for reducing import dependence. What does it do? It looks for the zone of marginality for the entrepreneur and the zone of marginality for the state for reducing import dependence. And where the marginality is shared is the optimal zone for a not too large incentive, a not too large capital subsidy, which is one time, which in the financial model makes what is marginally suboptimal and converts it to what is marginally optimal. My friends, what you are trying to do is something very similar in the innovation space, which is why this is a nudge scheme in the innovation domain. And that is why it is a great effort. And that is why I left everything to be here. So do not underestimate what you have done, what these young, bright kids have done. A small gathering, but do not underestimate the importance of what Pfizer, NIPER-Ahmedabad, and Social Alpha have done. You have moved a mountain. And we recognize this. We recognize this because what you have done is itself an innovation. It is something very few people have done across the globe. So keep up this effort. And to provide a further nudge, we, on behalf of Department of Pharmaceuticals, even though I have not consulted my colleagues, announce that these 6 prize-winning innovators who've already proved themselves through the test of competition are approved for support under component B3 of the PRIP scheme. So you have secured another round of funding today. So the first thing you should do is, Dr. Saraf, collect their applications and sponsor it on behalf of your Center of Excellence. And we should duly get it approved and signed off from my side. You are the first winners of the PRIP scheme in the startup segment in country India. Wow. That is not the end of the story.
Look under your chairs.
The clue was in the first part of my speech. We launched the Meditech scheme. These are all medical devices. There is a very interesting component there, support for clinical studies. All 6 of these innovators are also approved for support for preclinical and clinical studies. We all want to see as successful entrepreneurs for profit, for a social cause. And believe me, there is no contradiction between the two. So thank you very much Pfizer. Thank you very much, NIPER. Thank you very much, Social Alpha. And thank you very much, all those who by the invincible hand of innovation have moved a mountain. Thank you very much.